Hello everyone and welcome back. Is this recording? It's recording. I tried my phone but it stopped and there is a little tiny breeze here, but this is the front bed. All the tomatoes were down. That was engulfed, you can't see. So we're trying to use big stakes and push it up and move this out. So we did turn you on while we were picking them up, but I guess you'll watch from here on out. Have the pot match up with the end of that foot right there in my yard. Put off now to make it even. Hey, show, get out of there. So, one sunflower down, because it was trapped inside. This time the wind came from that direction and blew them all. This is the front bed. So, we're just trying to tune up. It's like Sunday morning cleanup. I tell you, if these tomatoes make it, it'll be an absolute miracle from God. I kid you not. Hopefully you don't blow over. This is the bean bed. So you're going to have to get this one eyeball, that one too. God bless you. Even? That one?
Phone fell down.
Oh, great. So sorry. Y'all fell down and hit the ground. All we did was move that back from the bed. This was the bed that took the hit. This is Sunday. This is the bed that took the hit from last night's storm. I didn't really look over any other damage yet, but it's going to have to be roped carefully. As you see, the rope is right here by the Chinese noodle beans to pull them back that way. This sunflower, I say this all the time, I am a sunflower transplanter because it does actually work. This one here, the head got ripped off. It's not exactly snapped, but the likelihood of that bouncing back with the head now missing is like 0 to none, so I'm probably going to pull that and transplant. But this is the bed here that was destroyed. I told you this is hard when the ground isn't flat. So this is the bed here that we were working on. This was completely toppled over. As you can very well see. I don't know. It's just going to be a hot mess of a tomato year. Like I said, if they make it, it's going to be from the blessing of God. And there are bumblebees in here. And I'm never using bamboo stakes again. That's a fact. I'm using stakes like this next time and not so many tomatoes. So that's kind of what we're doing here, is going around and looking and see what got damaged. I have multiple videos, lights out, and the thunder and lightning show, which was horrible. Yeah, if you can find it to pull it, that was the idea, to pull these back, but I think he probably would put a piece of rope around it and then yank it. So I'm limited on the hand cart. This is my friend Jay's. And also the mulch up the aisles. The rain, wind just blew it into like spots where it's like thicker. Let's just quickly go around and see what else. So this tomato bed was damaged. This is what I did to these two tomato beds that keep getting beat up. Jay bought these. They weren't being used for anything at the current moment. And it worked and didn't push them any further back. Also, this one as well. It held up. So yeah. But this side is out some more. So I think we need some rope to pull it in, because this is what I'm up against with the winds here. So this is a lot of blight leaves that are going to have to be snapped off, cut off. Tomatoes are there. And again, very little room to get through the aisle. But these two are not as bad. This is kind of, well, this was blown some more, but it stopped it from literally blowing out of the bed, putting that trellis there. So thank you, Jay, for the trellis. I just did that as a last minute thing to, you know, try to save my tomatoes, which is all I keep doing. Everything back here is fine. Watermelon bed, and I found this sweet little surprise right there. Cantaloupe. So there's one there. God only knows what other ones are buried in there. And then there is another one, if you can see that, right there. So that's doing okay. This is a jack-o'-lantern. But the wildflowers were pushed out. Potato beds. This got a little flattened. That's why I always say have backups. You just never know. Let me take a look in. This is the type of trellis that he bought. But I couldn't use it on that side because nobody predicted the wind to come from that direction and slam that bed. Okay, prime example of picking all your zucchini. You get a storm here, bingo. Another big one. Just taking a look in. Some of these leaves could be pruned off. It's very soggy on the end. Doesn't mean that it has the bug in it. It just means it's being flooded and sogged out. So I have to check all these leaves. And there's the new one right there that I planted of the heirloom. So cucumbers don't look so good. A lot of yellowing of the leaves. You might cut off some of these leaves. Let me lower you down. I may cut off some of the leaves. I also have a backup cucumber plant, but this was doing pretty well. It still has some pickles, cucumbers that are growing right there. But a lot of yellowing, so I may just go right to here and cut off all these leaves and open it up to the flowers. And yeah, I mean, just look at them. They're terrible. But it's vining all the way up and going across the fence. So just doing a looky over. This needs some help today. See, These leaves look fabulous. There's another pickle. I keep saying pickle, but because I'm going to use them for pickles. Let me see if you can see that. There's another cucumber starting there. So I think I'm just going to clean up all the really horrible looking leaves and clean that up. And there is a small, oh, I'm so sorry. Let's see, I'll point to it. Pickle, cucumber, starting right there. And I have to move my other one over. Sunflowers are standing. And they're just taking a beating. Eggplants look pretty good. Won't know until I actually get in there to see if any of them got blown from the wind. And definitely the zinnias. I just have this stick here for now, but some of the zinnias are all hanging out. But that stood. Those look better. The other bed, that's kind of been looking like that. Peppers, I think, are still standing and doing well. So we are just trying to do have some yellowing. And I keep asking this question if someone can help me out. Should I be using a trellis for all the vines that are down on the ground on this sweet potato? I don't know if you're supposed to do this, pick off the dead leaves, but I am. I make a pile and then I go back and I pick it up. Again, lemon thyme needs to be staked up better right there. Those pepper plants look okay, but remember what happened to me last time. I didn't look in and they were like blown up out of the ground. So that's the bed of all the trouble. It blew it right into the Chinese red noodle beans. So yeah, totally different. I mean, what am I going to do? I have to roll with it. First storm came and did this because we have been in a major heat wave. So that's to be expectant. This side's not so bad. It's the back part. And absolutely the bamboo stakes do not hold up. They just lean. But with gust winds like that, I think that may happen to really anything. So we're going to do the best we can do and try to keep them alive. Hopefully get some red tomatoes. And that is pretty much all I can do. If I see this isn't attached to something, I will come through and trim these off. But we need the rope, as you can see, to pull it and tie this in a little bit better. So there you have it. Not detrimental that I can see. I was smart, put them down on the ground last night. That held up, but of course it washes out the soil. Sunflowers are still up. Let's go take a look at well, obviously the towers are still standing. Let's go take a look at this. Easy pickled zucchini. It's coming more and more out of the bed. It's still hard. It's not mushy. So can trim quite a bit of this off, but there's some still growing in there. And eggplants. Just have to check them. So I have to prune this. I have to prune the zucchinis, but when a plant gets spent, I just suggest you drop another seed in. So storm number 3 or 4. I just lost count. I do have some all black videos of where all you see is in here is the thunder and lightning. I may or may not post it. We will see. Potatoes, 2 cucumbers, so that's the blessing. I'm going to still mulch this today. And this needs to be mulched badly. Take off some of these leaves. These are actually almost up out of the ground from the roots. So I'm just going to give them a little push. Back down. I picked 1 lemon cucumber, but look at all this dead now. And there's 1. Let's see where my finger is. There's another pickle there. Cucumber starting. Another cucumber over there. I just need a lot of cucumbers so I can make a lot of pickles this year. This is going to have to be covered with dirt. I'm going to have to get Jimmy to get me a shovel, compost, and cover this up. Remove all the dead off around it, because this is my butternut squash and I need to bury that somewhere. So I do have to fix that and take off anything that's dead. But everything else seems to be intact. And I'm not going to get up that aisle. And I will cut off a lot of the blight. You can see the lower is the blight, lots of tomatoes. And then it goes that way, wind blown. And they are so stinking tall. But they're taking over my blue tower. This is what the wind is doing to the aisles. Just whisking away all of the mulch. So I'm gonna have to rake it up and clean this area up. There's higher spots. Let's look at the peppers. Peppers seem to be okay. So there you go. That's the update. Oh my goodness. Yay, yay, yay. I'll show you what I'm yay, yay, yaying for. There we go. This is why I'm trying to save my tomatoes. So lots of prayers. Lord, be with us that these tomato plants make it. They're not snapped, but now it's kind of flat in the middle and really pushed this way. But look at the cluster of tomatoes. So it's Mother Nature. What can you do? And I'm definitely going to retransplant a sunflower. It works every time. It will look like crap for like a day or two max, and it'll be fine. So I might take this one out of there. Plus there's one back on that tower that needs to be removed. But sunflowers do bounce back as long as you're not picking them when they're that size. It'll never make it. So thank you for joining me. I'm Melody from Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. Jimmy, look. Inside the bed right here, the smashed tomatoes, or some red ones. You know what else is odd? I was just saying this to Jimmy. Well, this is all my Romas. Roma striped here. But the bed that's over there, I would have never planted black cherry tomatoes, because you know how they get. But they're in the bed, so I just think it was a little rushed. A lot of tomatoes. We already know why. I'm not going to say it again. And what would I do differently? Less tomatoes and steaks like this, even if they're puny babies. I think this is the only way to go. But those trellises saved those two beds. I do truly believe that. There was no way of doing that on this bed. So that's the update from Saturday night storm. When it first happened, this is the first thing that got damaged. Nothing else really seems to be damaged, but the whole rest of the night was extremely bad. Thunder, lightning, winds, downpours, and I'm just blessed that the rest was not damaged. So I'm on my roommate's phone because I started this video when it was hanging all down so you could see it. And my phone keeps shutting off from the heat from the new software on a brand new phone. So hopefully that gets resolved ASAP. But you can see this yucky looking job. Now it just needs some rope to pull that off of that trellis. Doesn't put too much pressure on it. Pull it back. So Jay has the rope at home. So hopefully I can get some rope off of them. But there you have it. Thank you everyone for being ever so kind when I get these terrible storms. I do appreciate it. This one may be broke. It is broken. Right there. See the crack? And I'm just going to remove it. No tomatoes, no flowers on it, trash. So it's cooler, windier here today, but still on the hot side. What was it, a week worth of just god-awful heat. Like you couldn't even walk out the door without looking like you just took another shower. So thank you everyone. Sorry to keep coming at you all these storms, but this is real life, real time. On the channel. And I will either be live tonight at 8 o'clock or I will be live at 9 o'clock tonight, depending on how much I get done today. So stay tuned for that as well. I may just switch the time to 9 because I really like Garden State Gardener, Joe. I'd like to be able to go over and show him some respects. And I know a lot of my subscribers go over, which is understandable. He gives away a lot of free seeds, but 9 o'clock might be a little bit better for me because I was late last week by 15 minutes. And that was from spending time with my sons, having a barbecue. So either 8:30 or 9, make sure your notification bell's on either way so that you know that I am live. So thank you, everyone. Today is Sunday. I'll either see you between 8:30 and 9 tonight, but I will not be live at 8 o'clock because I just have so much to do today and lots to get done. So love y'all, and I will see you on the next video because now I have to transplant sunflowers, and I'm going to have to see what Jay thinks about this. It's choking out, and it broke off my noodle bean right there. So piece of rope is right there. It's going to have to be pulled to push these tomatoes back because the Chinese red noodle beans are on this trellis, and I don't even know if it's possible to pull it back anymore. We will see. So God bless. Love yous. Happy Sunday. And I always hit my head on that bird. It needs to go up higher. But yeah, between 8:30 and 9 I will be live tonight. I will probably say 9 o'clock. You shockingly see me on at 8. It's because I got my stuff done. But with all this going on, so much to do. Most likely will be 9 o'clock Sunday night of this week, and then we'll take it from there. And I have to tie up some tomato plants. So lots of prayers that the tomatoes all survive and start ripening very quickly. All right, love y'all. I'll see you on the next video. Subscribe, like, share. You know the routine. And I will see you Sunday night, 9 o'clock. God bless.